I loved the church. And it's saddening because I have yet to find something to sort of fill that spiritual void, and to be struck with this idea that everything you believed in actually was fabricated or historically not accurate, or that you weren't actually maybe even talking to God. Those are such heavy things, because those at times were the things I was white knuckle like holding on to before I came out.
I don't want to stay in the church. As it is at the moment, you can't really be gay and Mormon.
If there was something that I could say that I wish more people had it in their hearts to believe, God made you how you are, God loves you how you are, you know, I'm here, I'm queer, and I'm gonna be queer in heaven. I hope to see you there.
It's like you can't escape it. So when you're a youth surrounded by this culture that is worshiping these leaders that are laying out these rules, you can't really escape hearing it, you can't escape feeling it, especially if your family's Mormon.
Inherently, Mormon people are good, and they feel that the policy's not right, and they feel that the anti-gay rhetoric that the church continues to spew isn't right. The fact that Neon Trees, who's two of the members are still Mormon, 2 of us used to be. I came out against the church very pointedly when I left. To have us play together, I think it was division shouldn't keep you from coming together.
There's lots of loving, inclusive voices within the broader community. There's lots of leadership, you know, way up at the top of the hierarchy. You know, the higher up you go, the more it tends to be people who are caught up in dogma rather than listening to people and loving people.
Last year, the Salt Lake Tribune came out with this headline that said, "State officials are unsure why suicide rates have nearly tripled since 2007. And for us, there is no mystery to why young people are taking their lives here in this state. When young people feel isolated, when they feel alone, when they feel that they might be exiled from their faith or from their schools or from their communities, it creates a sense of despair.
They will say things, but then their actions will say differently. It's caused us a lot of mental issues with depression and anxiety. If you don't live here and if you don't experience for yourself the way that the church is affecting us and saying these things against us, it's hard to believe. Because if you don't see how we're being treated here, then it's why would so many be killing themselves? There must be some anomaly there.
When you're told that your very nature is less than, it's it's a no-brainer. It's well, at that point I either have to abandon all I know and leave my family, or I have to take my life. So it gets really dire.
Mama Dragons is a support group for moms with LGBTQ children. And we're primarily a Facebook group. Our goal is to help moms learn how to be better parents to their kids. You know, I've talked to tons of parents who have been great, but I've also talked to a few who I think could never at least in the conversation I had with them, get past that this is not what I want for my child. All I could do at the end of those conversations is call their kid back and say, well, they weren't willing to listen to me, but I want you to know that I love you and I'm here for you, and I want you to call me when you need to, because you're not alone. One of the things I've noticed is that hearing LGBTQ people tell their stories helps change people's hearts. That's one of the reasons I've been so proud of Grayson, who's been willing to be as public as he has about his own experience transitioning. And people's hearts change as they're willing to listen to those and say, oh, this is not some weird, scary transgender other. This is just
The kid next
the kid
door.
next door. Yeah.
I do think that in time it will get better, but I just want it to be quicker than it is now. Because even though I don't want to be Mormon and gay, I know a lot of people who would, or people who grow up in Mormon families. It would help save so many people from feeling better. But I do think that will happen, and even if it doesn't, just stay true to yourself.